of the video, no matter what, how long I wait. And as if on cue, a notification came in as soon as I started. um, so I got a few minutes before I have to go in to get an x-ray. Thought I would do a live video um, while I'm sitting here, probably getting looked at by who's ever on the other side of these windows, but whatever. Um, so thought I would do a live video and just I've got a few things on my mind. So, well, just one thing. Let's talk about one thing because I don't have a lot of time. Um, so I was thinking, how do I start this topic? How do I start the topic? So I guess I'll just talk about, kind of prior to cancer, what has my mindset been like pretty much my entire life? And this is not a good thing. This is kind of a confession. I didn't put on very much makeup today, because I wasn't planning on seeing very many people today. That's not true. I am seeing people today. I guess I just didn't care. Anyway, so what has been my mindset? Well, to be perfectly honest, my mindset has been really to see the negative in things. I'm one of these people that I expect the negative and hope for the positive. And I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I always expect that the worst is going to happen to me. Maybe that's because in so many situations that has been the case. And so I've stopped expecting good things to happen to me, and when they do, it's a surprise. And why do I bring this up? Because I would say, since getting cancer, the Lord has put people in my path that clearly expect the positive and never even consider that the bad could happen. And this mindset really kind of dumbfounds me, because I can't imagine being able to have that mindset. I just can't. It's not where my brain goes. But I wonder if that's part of the growing process that the Lord is putting me through by giving me something as serious and tough as cancer. But, with something as serious and tough as cancer, it's even harder to have that positive mindset. But everyone says that you have to. That, I don't know, I'm not one of these people that believes that your thoughts create things, only in the sense that God can hear your thoughts and maybe decides to give you those things. Because really, whatever happens in this world is usually from God. Unless, there are some things that God allows, it's maybe not from him but from Satan, and God allows it for whatever reason. But sorry, squirrel, my brain. Anyway, so maybe that's part of my growing process. And it's funny, I'll tell you, and where this came from. I met with a lady yesterday who is really a pet sitting client, but she's a naturopath, or a holistic, she's, what's the word? Well, anyway, she does holistic stuff. She's a naturopath. And she's the one that kind of got me thinking about fighting cancer a more natural way. And God put her in my path in a very strange way, because when she bleeped on my thumbtack, it had been months since I'd gotten a new client on thumbtack, because they had some strange change to their system, and you were supposed to change something in the system, and I never did, because I didn't want to do that. I didn't like the change, and I decided not to do it. So I hadn't had a new client on thumbtack in months. So when she popped up, I was rather surprised and kind of confused. And then, it just happens to be that she's somebody, that when I went and met with her and met her cats that I'm going to be taking care of, and I have taken care of, we got to talking about cancer and what she does, and she gave me all this information. She's the one that told me about SEAC-T. Um, but I met with her yesterday. I spent a couple hours with her, just sitting on her back deck and just talking, watching hummingbirds, and she was so positive. She has no doubt in her mind that I'm going to be cured. She has no doubt in her mind. And to have that conviction is so mind-boggling to me, because how on earth could you know that? How on earth could you be so confident in something like that? To me, the way I look at it and the way my brain goes is that's kind of like giving yourself false hope, or even lying to yourself, because you don't know. You don't know that you're going to get cured. You very well may not get cured. But then I have a conflict of conscience, because Scripture says, and I will tell you, this is a scripture that I struggle with. I would like to know more the meaning of this scripture. I mean, it seems cut and dry, and when I say it, I'll tell you. It says, whenever you pray, pray believing, and the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. And of course, they have to align with God. They can't just be, oh, I want to, become a millionaire or something like that. Of course, the name it and claim it people think you can do that. But I do struggle with that scripture because, I know of people, and I always come back to this guy, Nabil Qureshi, who was a big-time pastor. I don't know if he would be considered a pastor, but he was definitely a teacher. He was a convert from Islam over to Christianity and was just on fire for Jesus. And he died in his early 30s of, I think, stomach cancer. And I know if anyone prayed believing, it would have been him. And he even had a YouTube channel documenting, his cancer journey. And I think he did a last video the day before he died. And even on that video, he still believed he could be healed. But he wasn't. So how do you mitigate that? How do you mitigate the scripture that says, when you're praying, pray believing that you will receive and God will give you the desires of your heart, when it doesn't happen a lot of times? Do you just say, well, clearly he didn't believe? I mean, I find that hard. I find that hard to believe. So how does that work? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to lose my faith over something like that. Yes, it's something that I struggle with and I don't understand. Clearly there's an explanation, because anything that you don't understand in Scripture is not a problem with the Scripture. It's a problem with your understanding. And I think there are a whole lot of things, and it's not just I think, but I know that there are a whole lot of things about Scripture that I don't think we're ever going to really understand until we get on the other side. But I'm just so thankful that God does put people on my path that does believe when I can't. It's not that I don't believe God. I just don't know what God's doing. I don't know what he plans on doing. I don't know what the outcome of all this is going to be. And I don't fool myself into thinking that I know, into believing that I know. To me, what I believe, I pray believing that God will do whatever is best for me and whatever will give him the most glory. I don't know how letting me die before I'm 50 or in my early 50s will give him the most glory, but I don't claim to be God either. If that's what is best for me and would give him the most glory, then I believe that that's what's going to happen. So maybe that's where I pray believing, and I ask God to give me the acceptance in my heart to deal with whatever he decides in that regard. So, but I appreciate the people that are positive. I've had lots of people that have told me, oh, I'm not worried about you. You're going to be fine. You're going to beat this. And maybe it's easier when it's not you, when it's not your body that's got the deadly invader inside of it. But I've met lots of people that just believe you're going to be fine. I don't know if I'm going to be fine. I can't make my head believe that. And I'm not, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a hard thing. But anyway, that's where my thoughts have been. I appreciate those who are positive in my place and, believe that I'm going to be healed. I think I have a better chance of being healed the way that I'm going, because my body, your body needs to be strong. Your body is capable of healing itself, but you've got to put the good stuff into it to keep it strong enough to be able to do that. I believe that. I believe that that's a better way of healing your body. I think chemotherapy is so terrible because it destroys your body's ability to take care of itself. Of course, God's greater than all of that, right? God's greater than all of that. And he can heal you using whatever method or using no method. So I think it's up to all of us, though, to do the best we can to try to be led by God as much as possible. Find out what his will for you is, the path that he desires for you to go, and then you go full force into it, and then wait and see what he decides to do. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. Need to be getting in there to my appointment here pretty soon. And hope y'all are having a great day. Hope you're feeling blessed. And if you're not feeling blessed, let me know down below and I will pray for blessings for you. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. God bless.